here. All right, welcome back to another stream. We got quite a few tornado warnings going on. We got a few, I say a few, but we got technically 3 tornado warnings going on in South Dakota. We got one that's about to expire within the next 7 minutes. Actually, did have a couple tornadoes that did occur out here near Gan Valley, South Dakota. And we have a couple of severe dose warnings. We actually have this one that's warned right now for 90 observed. We got core size hail. This is mainly right now with this system here, this complex and South Dakota, making its way northeast towards Minnesota. Right now, that is mainly a wind threat, but also a tornado threat as well. You can actually, you can see the wind threat, but if we go over velocities, you can see this entire section along here would be the area we're looking for any areas of rotation there. And then if we go over to Wisconsin, where we have the other tornado going on now, which we have 2 of them going on, we actually can see pretty clearly where where our one area rotation is, east of Belmont there. And we have another one, I think is just about near Ridgeway there. It was near Dodgefield, looks like, because this was, let me go over reflectivity here, because this looks like it was somewhat discrete, but now that is merging in with this. So that'll become another kind of big old complex of storms there. And we do have a couple of severe dose warnings here that are warned for 80 right now. Those will be expiring out in the next 7 minutes. And then we have this one big severe dose warning for 70. Which the both of, I think all of our severe dose warnings have, for the most part, at least quarter size hail being possible, but mainly wind threat out of most of them. Let me do something real quick. YouTube has been very broken the past couple of days. I don't know what it is. Like, literally yesterday when I was trying to get to my, not Career Studio, but I was trying to get over to the community tab, and YouTube would just be like, what's the word I'm looking for? It would be like, something went wrong. And I'm like, really, man? It's done this so many times in a row. I don't even know. That rhymed, kind of. Let me adjust my mic here. Point towards where I'm speaking here. Because as pointing away... Okay, that did send the notification to Discord, because it was, I don't know how long ago it was off the top of my head, but, because on the Discord, I have a notification bot, and it didn't send it out properly. Actually, a couple times with, this year. It, what's the word I'm looking for here? Or words, I should say. Like, it, like, double posted the stream, and then one time it, like, posted the stream without, like, an embedded. It was really weird. I don't know how many times I've seen, a Discord bot do that, but... we have another severe dose warning that just got issued. That's also for 90-mile-per-hour winds. That also has the observed tag on it as well. Do I have... Okay, double checking and make sure I have everything set up properly. So a lot of our storms too, I mean, there's some of it that's still within our tornado warnings, but I imagine we'll probably either see new tornado warnings get issued at some point, or they'll just let them expire out, and then we'll probably end up seeing new tornado warnings sometime down the line. Perhaps we'll have to watch and see, though. Make sure okay, this is going. Phone here. Make sure my bonus charged because sometimes I forget. Also, I see my OBS drop in here. What's up? My internet's been weird all day for some reason. I don't know what's up with it. What was that? Why am I not surprised? You found out why your OBS kept crashing? I see. Right? A little unoriginal. Okay. Alright, well, while you do that, there is a new mesoskill discussion out now. And as for the rest of southern Wisconsin here, from all the way from Beaver Dam and all the way to Kenosha, Milwaukee, West Bend with our Sphere Dust Watch. And the Storm Prediction Center has potential for 65 to 75 mile per hour winds appearing to be increasing. So we have a damaging wind gust threat that's be increasing and continuing throughout the southern Wisconsin here. Looking at your screen share there, Centerville. Hold up, wait a minute. So, mate, right? I see. There's a little. There's a little. Very red. It's like a, I don't know what to call that. It's like reddish pinkish look to the tornado graphic there. No, that's like Pepto pink there. And then there's also another mesoscale discussion that came out a little bit ago too. It looks like that's for northern Georgia for also damaging winds. There's a lot of cases here with damaging winds today. I see. So the bottom text pink, and then the graphic itself you got as like orange. Working. Let me take a look at some of the reports from earlier first with we got in terms of wind reports. Because I'm kind of curious where these 90 mile per hour wind reports are coming out of as well. 90 mile per hour wind gust report at the ASOS station in Huron, South Dakota. And what about this one here? 90 mile per hour wind gust was reported at Mesonet 8 miles east of Alpena, South Dakota. Oh god, yeah. It was 100. Well, I know there was one. I don't know what that was, but I know there was one case where we had the other day in South Dakota with two reports of wind reports of 130. Wasn't classified as a derecho due to its size. All right, so this is SBC Centerville's graphics here with what he's showing me. And yeah. So that's his graphics that he's made there. Hmm. I need to I need a fresh weather front because there's some warnings that pop back up. We also did have tornado warnings earlier today in Iowa too, and we still have a severe dust watch actually going on now. That'll be expiring out with the next, well, less than 2 hours. That'll be expiring at 7 o'clock. I've been trying to balance between not weather and weather here. There's your window. Okay, that is a well, that's not the smallest tornado warning I've seen condensed to. I've seen much skinnier tornado warnings condensed to like a French fry, like this size, just right here, like that. Yeah, 5 people in one tornado warning. Yeah, email. Send them an email. I don't know, man. You load it up. You load it up. You load up weather flash twice, and then load up weather front. Alrighty then. I have what? Yes, I magically disappeared. Ooh. Bruh. What is this? Okay, what is this? Great job, Google, with doing whatever that was. Are you sure you're not a bot? Yes, I'm sure I'm not a bot. Now load the webpage. The bot asked me if I'm not a bot. How ironic. The irony is unreal. It really is. That's merged more into lying there. That is. Let me see. Let's see what the losses are. At least a loft. What? I did not. Yeah, I remember the alien guy. Yeah, him eating a hail. I'm guessing a whole tree. Man, man. We do have a new mesoscale discussion. Let's see. So, severe gusts up to 90 miles per hour may occur over the next few hours. 75 to 90 quarter to golf ball size hail. Which, honestly, I would expect the wind threat compared to the hail threat out of that. Which, actually, go back to that. Which they actually have, at least on Prediction Center, they have this section here for the best chance for 75 plus mile per hour wind gusts, which there is a bit of actually look back at radar here. Seems like we got a bit of bowing here. And also another thing they did note too is a strong rear inflow jet coming into this here, which is I would say is typical of MCSs as well. And that's kind of how you get the cases of strong winds within your MCS. And they issued another severe dust watch. Where would that be at? Let me see. Okay, here it is. So they issued the severe dark storm watch for down here in Kansas. Oh yeah, you are in a severe dark storm watch down here. Mainly at the wind and hail threat for down there. Warning for 60 mile per hour winds a quarter, 60 and quarter. I don't know your counties in Tennessee. Oh, it's oh there. Alpha Bonder right here. See here. The alerts. So we're sitting at 2 tornado warnings actually now. So we no longer have any tornado warnings over in South Dakota, but we do have the ones in Wisconsin. All right. Definitely see your area over near Yale. Actually, I have two wind reports out of Huron, actually. One's from Personal Weather Station, which got 60. And the other one was ASOS Station, which is the reason why we got the 90 mile per hour severe storm warning there. Destructive severe. I imagine this, if I go to... Let me actually look at Weatherize real quick. I imagine we have EDS on this, right? Yeah. Alright, so we still have tornado warnings going on here with these. Which that's interesting about Weatherwise, and then also Weatherfront is that they show the warnings completely different. Which these still show the tornado warnings in place. They are being allowed to expire out, however, in South Dakota here. And then here's the other severe dark watch over here. Actually, is yeah, that's gonna be going till midnight with this. So there's a, I mean, bro, I, I was trying. I did not catch that sneeze at all until like last second. I'm pretty sure I just I'm pretty sure I just like destroyed whatever like speakers or headset people are wearing right now or have set up after that sneeze I just had with how loud it was. Oh boy. And Serville had his speakers up. So yeah. I don't know, man. It sounds like a Windex wiper. With the laugh I just had. What's the request, Centerville? You know, I thought I fixed my chroma key, but I guess not. Yeah, without the long hair, yeah. That to be these would probably be I imagine these probably ending up being canceled out at some point too. We'll see though. New severe dust warning that's for 6 mile per winds and core size hail. That's in South Dakota where our ongoing severe dust warnings for actually one's 80. What this used to be up to 90, but that's got downgraded to 80 with radar indicate. This is still at 90 with observed, however. And this one's been going on for a bit with the tornado pulse tag at 60 and quarter. There's an area here I would expect if we do get a tornado threat out of that, it'd be the area near Artesia, South Dakota, but that looks to be just mainly just wind there. Rather than actually a tornado. Okay, that's the one thing I haven't taken a look at yet for the stream. Is our outlook for take, which we have another enhanced risk because we've had quite a few enhanced risks for severe weather this year. So far, I had one yesterday, and actually, I need to pull up the IEM. The ones that Conus. Where is the Conus? Summarized by Kona. Okay, there we go. That is not the right thing. Oh, I gotta click generate plot, not select plot type. I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Nice. All right. So, anyways, here is basically what I was talking about. In a way, at least. But this is kind of what at least one of the many things you get off the IEM, and this shows the highest day one SPC day one convective outlook for basically the contiguous U.S. or basically the entire country. And we had our hands for yesterday, on Tuesday, earlier this week in June, on the 30th and the 29th. And you usually see the total days with each of the different types of risks. So there's been 36 days this year with enhanced, 10 with moderate, 26 with marginal, 55 with slight, and 38 general thunderstorm risk days. And then, actually, another thing I haven't shown yet here is our meso analysis, which we have I mean, there's some areas that are a little bit more stable because we have had areas that had convection go through them, or storms or showers, basically. And then if we look at visible satellite, if it decides to load, we do have cloud cover overshoot from our overshooting tops as well. That'll be keeping our instability down as well. But still have a bunch of instability ahead of our storms and showers, especially over here. And take a look at our shear as well. And we had those tornadoes earlier here in South Dakota, and this is moving away from that surface of 1 kilometer shear. Let me take a look at our surface vorticity. Okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah, so there's quite a bit of vorticity in our environment here, it looks like. Still quite unstable. So there's still the cases where we can see, at least with our vorticity side of things with tornadoes, but our shear will at least keep things on a down low when for our tornado threat. If we had a much greater tornado threat today, we would see those values be much higher. But for what we have, at least in terms of our tornado threat today, we have a 2% tornado risk. We have a 30% with SIG 1, and outside that with a 15% area, and actually 5% goes down here in Nebraska and Kansas, a 15% area down here in western Kansas, which we had one yesterday, if I remember correctly, as well. And then we have a hail threat, which is mainly what the Storm Prediction Center highlighted for hail, which is between North and South Dakota still. Our next outlook will be coming out at around 8 o'clock. Ugh. And then tomorrow we have another enhanced risk, which is mainly between Nebraska and Iowa. 2% tornado risk again, so that'll be for isolated, brief tornadoes. And then another 30% with SIG 1 for damaging winds, and a 15% surrounding that. And then a hail threat with 15% with SIG 1 for large hail, 2+ inches diameter, South Dakota and Nebraska as well. It does go into a little bit of Iowa, but for most part, our main corridor is going to be Nebraska and also South Dakota for our hail threat for tomorrow. And then Friday, we have 2 slight risk areas, which as of right now, there's no any highlights of in terms of a SIG outline right now, but I imagine that's probably gonna change for the next couple of outlooks, which that being when this becomes day 3. Or well, this is day 3 right now, but this becomes day 2. And then we have a day 4 actually out here between Virginia, Maryland, and Delaware actually. And speaking of Maryland, Party Cheese is going to DC in 2 days. Yeah, clean clip right there. With that's from, if I remember correctly, what is that, March 14th, right? Do be like that. Oh, okay. Hold on 1 second. We have a observed tornado warning in South Dakota. So, for the areas that we have in this tornado warning here in South Dakota, we got Collins, Colony, Bryant, Will, Lake, and Vienna. So if you know those areas, make sure you're getting to your safe place, whether it be lowest part building or most tier part building, hail. And that's also a warrant for Corsairs as well. I guess you're gonna want me to put your mic on. Give me 2 seconds. All right. If hopefully the settings are still correct.
And they probably won't.
All right,
Hold on,
there we
let me
go.
check. Hold on, let me hear myself real quick to make sure I'm actually.
Schmirking, Gherkin, Birkin, Durkin. Party cheese putting a bunch of ramness together there.
Alright. You are in this observed tornado. Get underground now. They are saying it's damaging.
This is a confirmed tornado.
Also, Jimmy, to tell you something,
Weather Spark confirmed tornado as well.
instead of putting tornado confirmed, why not put confirmed tornado? New tornado warning.
And they put a radar indicator. So we got two different offices in this area, it looks like. So we got one's Aberdeen and then the other is Sioux Falls.
Alright. Alright, back to me doing the tornado emergency call.
Alright. So you're gonna be working on that. I would expect. I would suspect they'll probably maybe issue a tornado warning for this one down here, perhaps at some point over near Fedora and all that. But that looks to be mainly wind there. But otherwise, right now we just got the tornado warning still going on here. All right. I just I said I turned it off. Also, this section where we have our greatest winds as well with this kind of Boeing segment. This is also where we're gonna find our greatest tornado threat too. And I said Wedgebrook confirmed, but I saw something else of what it said too. Willow Lake Fire Department reported tornado approximately 5 miles to the southwest of Willow Lake. And then there's also this wind report as well, 67-mile-per-hour wind report from Personal Weather Station. And looking at our warning list here, all of our tornado warnings are now mainly in South Dakota. There were a couple in Wisconsin, but those are pretty much gone now. Just how I'm sitting in the middle of my camera here. Wonder what the radar is getting on us here. Let me look. 70, 80-mile-per-hour winds. And that little, I would say little section, but that is like a curved section here. There's a very good reason why they have Toronto Polysec on this. I would assume they're gonna issue probably. I don't know if they'll upgrade to 80, but I would imagine we'll probably see another 70-mile-per-hour severe dust warning at some point with Toronto Polysec if they don't end up issuing a tornado warning on this thing. Get this up. I keep accidentally like pushing down my second monitor here whenever I go to like turn on this monitor up here. There's some weird positioning with these monitors that I'm gonna have to fix at some point if I end up fixing it at all. But All right, we got range folding going on there. Let me switch to Aberdeen's radar because I think Aberdeen's radar should be able to see this a little bit better. Yeah, Aberdeen's radar will see this a little better because even though it looks, even though looking at the map, Sioux Falls looks closer. The radar in Aberdeen will be able to scan lower. New sphere dose warning. That's gonna be for 7 up power winds, tornado postek, and core size hail. Second one. Town there. Yeah, that March 15th was a pretty big day for, well, the 14th and 15th, I should say, last year were pretty big days for tornadoes. And then we also had April 2nd as well. That was a big day too. All right, got another mesoscale discussion coming out in the second year, and that's concerning central to eastern Iowa. And that is the concerns of both hail and winds. Sign into this thing over here. What's this? Okay, I swear, trackpads are annoying sometimes. It's one of the main reasons why I bring my mouse, but I also bring up my keyboard to my second setup because I rather use my keyboard compared to the laptop keyboard. There we go. Ugh. All right, now I'll be going now. Okay. So still got another both this one 21 going for 15 minutes. But that's mainly because it was a different office there, so that's moving out of the area pretty quickly, I would say. All right, so yeah, they ended up issuing another severe dose warning for 7 mile per hour winds and quarter size hail with tornado postek. So I kind of figured they would do that. Just considering the this section right here near Fedora and Roswell, that has some pretty damaging winds, I would say, going towards the northeast. Looking at velocities, at least from Aberdeen, um, Aberdeen's radar here, velocities do look a little bit more broad. What time was this confirmed? Anyways, I'm curious. 5:30. What does that say? 5:35. There has been yes, there's been a couple tornado warnings. It's been a couple tornado warnings. There has been a couple of streams that I've done, and the touring workings were in my county, which was a derecho from 2 years ago, and then a recent stream, which was I think on the 11th, I think. But it's okay. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, there were so many. Your Alexa, they have made so many like spelling mistakes. It was unreal. All right, so there's the tornado report. Right on the ground, 5:30 p.m. Central Time. Doesn't seem like we have well, from this range at least, we really wouldn't see much in terms of debris center unless we had like a really strong tornado, or I wouldn't say really strong, but at least had a strong tornado of some sort. Let me uh let me do dual view. Hold on, where is? That actually might have been it right there. If that's not okay, yeah, that's clear air contamination. All right, they have dropped the confirm tag. And then that would be for that tornado back in that one is Lake City there. See what our velocities look like on this down here. Still a damaging wind gust going on. Which would be this section here. This actually looks like it made at least this piece here kind of made its way southeast a little bit. This, sorry, I have so many like cables everywhere on this desk. It definitely needs a little bit of a organization, perhaps. Although, actually, I probably what I could do. What? Okay, I need to. My mouse cable on top or below the microphone USB here. Okay, it's below, and then the microphone is over the cable for the webcam. Ugh. So let me oh, that's gonna be a line. There we go. All right. I think I fixed the issue I was having here. Yeah, that's a lot better. Now my mouse isn't ramming into the cable for the microphone 24/7. All right, another speed dust running as before. 7 mile per wind gust and quarter size hail. I also got more storms starting to. I think we got more storms starting to issue on the south side of this too. Yeah, showers and storms to be specific on the south side of this are issuing on at least this section of the severe dust watch. They did. I think they did kind of issue or at least expand the severe dust watch for some of the areas here with the watch area here in South Dakota. And this will be making its way eventually into Minnesota, and next probably within the next hour or two. That is, and then that one with that clip there, Marion, Illinois. There's actually a 1 acre fire going on in South Dakota. That's near. Where's this near? Near Allen Road and No Flesh Road, southeast of Kyle, South Dakota. And that is one big outflow going on there. There's actually some outflow from earlier from the northwest there, looks like. The storms from there. And those kind of died out. And now there's outflow is starting to shoot out of the storms from here now and Wisconsin. So those are probably on the way to kind of weakening now, perhaps, but still continuing with their damaging wind threat. All right, new mesoscale discussion. If Twitter will actually work properly. All right, so here's the new mesoscale discussion, which will be another production watch, which will be issued soon, which will be for mainly wind, but there's also the hail and tornado threat as well. So thunderstorms will likely spread east into parts of Minnesota, Iowa, and outside northeast, but that's Nebraska. Watch issuance is likely soon. Let's check on something. See what our Aspen Acres wildfire is at in terms of, because we do have quite a few wildfires out here in the Four Corner states going on, and we did have a evacuation immediate order, or I would say earlier, but yesterday I was over here near Beulah, and pretty much I think it was almost a good chunk of Pueblo County here. So right now, the Aspen Acres fire right now is at 50,000 acres, and then I think that's the biggest fire we have on going right now, because we got another fire over here near Snyder, the Snyder fire over here between Colorado and Utah. That's 30,000, and then we got the baby line fire, which I think has actually gotten much bigger since the last time I looked at it, which is almost at 80,000. Ferris fire 27,000. Conduit fire is almost 100,000, which is insane. Let me actually take a look at something here. Okay, so there's resorts here that have been affected by this wildfire. And then you got wild goose fire. And then a couple fires out here. Cherry fire and iron fire. Those are almost contained, it looks like. Oh, well, Discord did whatever just did just now. Okay. I'm getting a lot of notifications from because on earlier I did a GIF reaction to a tweet, and it was, well, it's a quote from a quote of a it was a quote from a tweet that I reacted to. I don't know if that makes any sense, but actually let me actually go to this real quick. So here is the main post right here, and thermostat recommendation switched 82, which is 78 when you're home, 85 when you're awake, and 82 when you're sleeping. I'm like, 82 when you're sleeping? Who has their thermostat 82 when they're sleeping? And then even Matt here had that reaction too, and then I reacted with this, which this is probably the best reaction I probably have made for a GIF reaction in a while, but I'm getting a call. I'm guessing your computer or something crashed. Your power went out. Oh, I said it is still. Let me actually take a look. Oh, this is the wind shit. Well, wind heat index. Let's see. So got 90s and 80s across the board. Let's see what our wind chill looks like. Well, not wind chill. The heat index, because we're in summer. Got 107 in Memphis. There's some spots that are cooler because of the rain. When was this last updated? 5:30, so it was half hour ago. That's gone up by like 3 degrees since half hour ago. I'm getting notifications for somewhere like halfway across the like state. 88. Time to go back to the future. Let's see. Okay, so there's no longer a severe destroying for this section here, which has been kind of falling apart, but also been kind of sustaining itself, considering there's charged storms that initially have that section there. Whoa. Okay. Wow. This was at 90 earlier. This got. I'm guessing they did double check. This is actually a 105 with the spin report over here at the airport in Huron. Yes, you heard me correctly. A 105-mile-per-hour wind report at the airport in Huron, South Dakota. I don't know why it sounds like a I don't know what voice. I don't know what this voice is. I don't know. Alright, still got this tornado warning still going on for another 12 minutes, and this is the only tornado warning we have ongoing actually too. I didn't realize there was some stuff going on in Canada. Something of the sorts. I'll check in a second. Worst ad placement. Oh boy, what could this possibly be? Oh, it's that one. It's one of those like digital boards that like scrolls up and down. Oh, in this case, it goes down from up to down. Started out with Peppa Pig and then goes to a McDonald's ad with the McRib or whatever. Alright, new severe dust warning, 6 mile per wind gust and quarter size hail. Why is this doing what it's doing right now? Is it, oh, that's why. Okay, I figured out why I was doing that. It was because there's stuff on a trackpad that was moving apparently. Oh my gosh, so glad I had a screen share muted just by what I just read with that video title there, Centerville. Jesus. The 13 and 1 bottle. What? Shampoo, conditioner, body wash, toothpaste, mouthwash, deodorant, peanut butter. And I don't know what the last thing is there. I got no shooter warning. I don't think I looked at this one yet. Yeah, I haven't looked at this one yet. 6 mile per hour wind gust and core size hail. I would imagine we have quite the shelf cloud on this, probably. And then we got a big old outflow boundary as well on this. That's making its way southeast. That's a weird arrow, that's true. D plus GP minus. What? Oh, is, yeah. What the? Parichi sent whatever he just sent in the group chat. Bro, there's been some like absolute garbage outputs that I've seen Gemini put out for searches. It's like how is Google gonna be Google with its like Google stuff and it doesn't do Google things properly? Alright then. New shooter 26 mile per wind, square size hail, 20 pause tag. Why does every time but the cable's getting stuck underneath the wheels of his chair somehow? Right, there we go. Ugh. Alright, 6 minutes left on this tornado warning. They haven't extended anything. They did issue the severe warning, so a new severe warning. That is quite the text there. There will be 2 waves of winds. The first on the leading edge of the storm, second on the backside of the storm. And that's on this section here with the severe warning, I think. Let me see. Yeah. Ranking every ant on Earth. I don't know what the point. Well, I don't know what the point would that be. I don't know how you would even rank every single one on Earth. Jesus. Right there. I don't even know what's going on anymore, man. With what's going on over here on YouTube Shorts. But we do have a new Spirit Dark watch that they just issued for the extension of the other Spirit Dark watch, which they have 70-40 for wind and 40-30 for hail, 20-10 for tornado threat. What is this? What is that? Bro. That mac and cheese with oh my dude, that needs to be that just bro, whoever made that is needs like mac and cheese is one thing, but adding literal like I don't even know if they're insects or whatever, but yeah. A new mesoscale discussion again. Let's see for wind and hail as well. Isolated severe threat may develop in the next few hours with hail and severe wind gusts possible. I got 3 minutes left on this tornado warning. Actually did have a 80 mile per hour wind report here. 82 to be specific. Mesonet Station, D Smith 7 North. Actually, well, DTMS2 D Smith 7 North. So the Mesonet Station that's 7 miles north of D Smith there in South Dakota. Another severe dust warning. That's over. I think we had. That's over here in extending from looks like New Johnsonville all the way up to Big Rock in Tennessee. There. All right, another tornado warning just got issued. This be for down here. It's from Winfred, Orland, Lake Madison, and Rutland in South Dakota. I do have to use the bathroom real quick, so I will. You'll be able to see. You'll be able to see the alerts and stuff on the beer bag screen. So I will be right back. Alright, and we have another tornado warning. We have 2 tornado warnings going on now. Okay, the image the dude took a bite in of the table. Mo was so hungry for food he ate the table. Ugh. See here. Ow, shoulder. Or that's not my shoulder, it's my forearm, whatever it's called. What? Yeah. Yeah, the table being eaten. Yeah. Well, they issued a special weather statement for ahead of the line here. So yeah, this is starting to slow down a little bit here. Although there's this section here near Johnson Creek in Wisconsin that's trying to grab onto this outflow boundary here. And well, probably having cases where we're still initiating showers and storms, but mainly just be sub-severe winds, at least in some or most sections. But there's some sections like here near Milford that's probably within the severe limit of damaging winds there. And Centerville is playing the national anthem in the screen share here. That looks like something near Milltown there. And I actually just refreshed my weatherfront. Accidentally refreshed it. And this is the thing, it wants to not work. Okay. I guess I refresh it that hard it decides not want to work. Okay, great. There we go. Okay, never mind. It just took a little bit to load. Alright, now Sphere just waiting to see for 6 mile point gust and core size hail. There's more pause tag on that as well. Ooh, that went all. What? How far back does this go? Holy. Okay. Did they extend this? Yeah, they extended the severe dose watch to 9 o'clock. This severe dose watch in Iowa was originally going till 7, but now it's going till 9 o'clock. For both, it's for both wind and hail still, mainly. And both of the severe dose watches here. This one has lower wind and hail probabilities compared to this one. Actually, I don't 30-30 compared to 40-30 with this watch here. World's most fakest video I've ever seen in my entire life. Bro, what did I just look over to just now? Let's see here. See if we have anything new. To see a lot of videos and photos of structure, and then also a couple. A few tornadoes from photos from the tornado from earlier that happened in South Dakota. Outflow right here. Let's see what happens with our wind right here. Okay, they add they issued a severe dose warning, and then they added a tornado pause tag and a severe dose warning over here, which includes Parkston, Clayton, Bridgewater, Emory, and Rockport Colony. You know, how many reports we're up to today. If I can get over to the window I have open for everything else, that is. Okay, let's see here. So, sitting at 4 tornado reports, 53 wind, 6 high wind, 22 hail, 7 large. And most of our high wind reports have come out of our system here, which was a little bit more organized earlier, but not as organized now. we're gonna be in this section here in Minnesota in a second. Why does the radars turn off here? But we'll be in a section here of Minnesota. It doesn't well, we got Sioux Falls down here, but we'll be in a section of Minnesota here that will be in a radar gap. So we won't have the greatest radar coverage here. All right, we have a new severe dose warning, which includes from Watertown all the way up to Milbank and Revilio in South Dakota. That's before 6 mile per hour winds and Toro Polstag. See what our severe thunderstorm watches, at least for our storms down here in Kansas, because I don't think I've checked down here yet. Other than this, I think maybe this cell here, which is warned right now for $60.50 size hail. And then we got this one, 60.25, and then another one here, same thing, 60.25 as well. Although I would expect our hail core to be right in here, mainly over rural areas here. Normally, where is? I can't spell. See if there's traffic cameras or something that I can like see up, perhaps. See if we can see if shelf cloud maybe, if there is a shelf cloud. Because I would be surprised if we don't have a shelf cloud on us, or at least some kind of structure with this outflow boundary here. What's updating here? All right, so one 21 got condensed, and I would imagine we probably have the other one that got condensed too. There's also a flood watch out here in Iowa and portions of southeastern Minnesota and this section here of this like southwestern section of Wisconsin. That's what they have looked at either for today's. I'll look for excessive rainfall. See what that looks like. Slight risk for excessive rainfall from North Dakota all the way down to here, this portion of northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin. Whatever. So, because I haven't checked on our tropical storm that's still going on over here in Eastern Pacific, which was last updated at 4 o'clock. So max wind 40, max gust 52. That is gonna be staying out in the waters there. So it's a fish storm type of deal. And then here's our fire weather, which we got critical out there today in Utah, Colorado, and a bit of northern New Mexico. And then same thing for tomorrow too. And outside of that, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, nothing outlined for critical or even elevated for fire weather. Just a couple things on my desk. Try to put them in different places and whatnot. I don't know why I'm going like this. Oh, opera singing. Alright, new studio 20 SB. Where's that at? If I'll pop up, maybe. The severe tornado was issued by Twin Cities. It was issued for Gary, South Dakota, so it's right here. SB for, well, not this one specific, but it's going to be right in here once it does pop up. That's for 6 mile per 1 gust and small hail. I don't know if they'll. I don't know if there's a tornado possible tag on there or not. We'll see. Nope. Okay. Because that's the one thing the site up here doesn't specify, which is the the atlas.nau.edu alerts site doesn't specify if there's tornado pop tag or not. Which I'll send that in the chat too. All right. This is a graphic from National Service Chicago on the storms over. I mean, it technically does talk about the storms in Wisconsin, but it does talk about stuff going into the forecast area for National Service Chicago. And here is what it looks like. So the greatest threat here is through 8 p.m. So within the next couple hours here is this section of Wisconsin, southern Wisconsin, and northern Illinois, and then 10 p.m. and then isolated shower early this evening. So probably they have it around 10 p.m., but this looks like just probably around I would imagine probably around midnight, 1 o'clock, probably, depending on what our storms and showers look like as they make their way southeast. Because right now, a lot of our storms and showers here in Wisconsin, I mean, there's some that are still initiating off our outflow, but otherwise our outflow is stabilizing the environment ahead of the storms here. All right, new Mesoskill discussion as well. Take a look at a lot of graphics today. It's concerning the severe dust watch ongoing right now. Some damaging wind threat will persist for the next couple hours, but the threat should wane with time. Downstream watch is not expected. And then they have peak probability from basically up to 60 mile per hour wind gusts, isolated 60 mile per hour wind gusts, and isolated half-dollar size hail. Up to half-dollar size hail, I should say. There's a shelf cloud moving into Montrose, South Dakota. A new severe dust warning. It's actually a small severe dust warning actually. For this small cell right here over near Woodbox and Montana. This will be for 6 mile per wind gust and core size hail. All right, the tornado warning down to the south has been canceled out for the most part. I think it actually expired out. Actually, now that I think of it. Or it's actually being allowed to expire out with the next 4 minutes. Actually, other than that, just got the tornado warning up to the north near Haiti and Castlewood in South Dakota, and then we'll see what they do with that. I know they condensed it at one point, but still going. And there's another switch that's running. It's 50 mile per wind gust. That is be over here in Wisconsin. Ooh. Let's see here. Yeah, they're still continuing. 8 seconds ago. Continuing warning continues for Castlewood, South Dakota. Till 7 o'clock. What's this warrant for right now? Golf ball size. Yeah, I would not be surprised if we have some larger hailstones falling right now. This cell right here. Where's the nearest town on this thing? Let's see. There's it. Buffalo Sturgis is there. So actually, I mean, it's not really any near towns. It looks like it's the rural area. There's an outflow boundary right here. It looks like. Would not be surprised. Oh wow, it actually did try to hook. It actually did try to hook onto that outflow boundary earlier as well, but probably still trying to now. But that looks to be just the case. It's just its own cell there producing large hail. Let's see. Actually, a wind report here. 69 mile per hour wind report over in Watertown, South Dakota. see. Fresh reports page. Close that out there. Looking at the meso analysis, it sure has increased a little bit. Looks like within our southern section, at least of our this cluster of storms here. So here's the meso analysis. A little bit stronger, I say a little bit stronger, little sure, but that's probably, I mean, that's one of the things that's at least been keeping down our tornado threat is the lack of shear. And then, I mean, we got the vorticity, which is aiding in that lack of shear, and then also our instability too, but otherwise, considering our just environment, their growth threat should be mostly low for the most part. We'll have to see how much it increases with the next hour or so. Where's our low jet at? Wow, okay, so looking at the trends forecast, the low jet barely increases within the next few hours, and it stays all the way down in like Oklahoma, and it's like all the way down there in Oklahoma and almost like Kansas, but it's Nebraska there. Oh no, that's Kansas actually. What am I on about? So yeah, between Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska there with the little jet. Let me actually take a look at the wrap on here. Take a look at our 500. So going into tomorrow morning, zoom in a little bit. There's a little bit of a shortwave, looks like, tomorrow morning in Iowa. And then in some areas here, not really any dips in the jet stream there. But looks like in terms of our, because we do have that enhanced risk I mentioned earlier. And this would probably be, if we do get any severe storms, this is going to be this shortwave that will be adding in that for any severe storms in the morning. But or at least will be the culprit behind initiating, well, at least helping storms with having support with upper level winds. Let's look at our 850. So probably, let's see. So looking at our outlook for tomorrow, our enhanced risk is down here in Nebraska, which we do actually have quite, I would say, quite a bit forcing. Although a little jet, I mean, strong. See our low actually right here in the morning hours between Wyoming and well, Colorado, Wyoming, and Nebraska. But make this set the low is more in the corner of Kansas, Colorado, and Nebraska here, western Nebraska, southwestern Nebraska, and then our area that we expect our severe weather, which we have the enhanced risk in this section here. We should take a look at it. Okay, we got. I mean, it's June, so there should be the dew points are gonna be up there. So let me take a look at the sounding from the wrap. If it loads, I may have to go. Okay, so this looks like the case I took a sounding inside of convection. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, there we go. Yeah. I try to take one outside of it if possible. That's a little bit better. Yeah, you see, you have a bit of a curvature in your photographs, it looks like. And it's a bit moist through your mid levels here. But that is probably because, I mean, we did see that convection on there. So that is likely because of all that activity there. I go over to pivotal weather while I'm at it. Take a look at that. Wrap. And then 21Z is out. Okay. So there's convection. Looks so probably some morning showers and storms, perhaps. But that's what the wrap is. I mean, it's a high enough resolution that you can get see like short range stuff or anything in terms of upper air and whatnot. But in terms of like high resolution for looking at like convection and whatnot, you got your HRRR and all that. Let me see what the wrap's thinking here. So the wrap in the morning has, or not the wrap, the HRRR has the convection out here. Let me take a look at the sounding on this. Basically, I want to say it's almost kind of the same story with it having a little bit of curvature, but definitely not the best environment, I would say, for a tornado, at least photograph wise. You see, you have 68-degree dew point and then 82-degree Fahrenheit temperature here, and that is probably gonna be leading to the case where we have a favorable profile for at least damaging wind gusts, maybe some hail considering our lapse rates, which are very steep. Take a look at the wrap again here. Go to where we don't have convection. All right, let's take a look at 16Z. This is 16Z. That's 19. So kind of almost a little bit of curvature in your photographs, but definitely not super favorable for tornadoes. Maybe a couple of brief ones, perhaps. And yeah, so it got quite the gap between your dew point and temperatures, which would lead to your damaging wind gust threat there. And let's see. Take a look at the NAM while we're at it. And the NAM doesn't show as much convection as the other two that we were looking at. So here's 18Z on Friday, and wow, yeah, that's even bigger of a gap in your dew point and temperature, which and steep lapse rates, which still looks like the case of damaging winds and hail for tomorrow, and not really a photograph favorable for tornadoes. It looks like. And while we're at it, I guess let me go to the beta for pivotal weather because you can look at the soundings there. So I'll go to Friday 3 o'clock. View sounding from the RFS, and yeah, that's another inverted V sounding there with your large dew point temperature dew point spread there with that there. Although I'm kind of curious to see what the where is dew point. Because I don't know if it has the same issue like the HRR does with it doing or mixing for temperature or not temperatures, dew points. All right, still got tornado warning still going on. Another 5 minutes. That'll be led to expire soon here. We got 66 mile per hour wind report there at 6.7 from a personal weather station. All right, another severe dose warning has to be for 6 mile per hour wind gusts and course ice hail. There is no tornado pause tag on that due to the case that we have the outflow boundary ahead of this. There's a very much of the likelihood that we see these storms move out of the area before this watch expires out. And we no longer have that tornado warning, so they canceled that out. We do have another wind report over here in Watertown. It's 6:34, 70 mile per hour wind report. That's at the municipal airport there. Hello, welcome to the stream. And we got another severe this morning, which is for 6 mile per hour wind gusts and core size hail. That's be going for an hour and 3 minutes. It actually was observed core size, core golf ball size hail. Two of them actually, I think. Yeah. Actually, no. One's actually half dollar, and then the other one is golf ball. Because we've had this kind of slower moving cell over here, producing some pretty large hailstones out here. Wouldn't be surprised if we had something larger than this golf ball size hail. I was about to say, how has your Friday been? But it is still Thursday. It feels like Friday. And then we had a baseball size hail poured up here south of Lemon in South Dakota there. What? Probably. We'll see what happens, I guess. Oh. So would not be surprised to see this Severe Edition watch be canceled out within soon. Wow, holy. That's an image from yesterday, but angry it's a big old shower cloud near Matland. Where's this at? This Florida. At least with what just came up with Florida. With that there. Don't know if that's actually Florida there. Probably was because we had storms yesterday in Iowa and all that. train clock going off because it just hit another hour on the clock here. 7:01. What else we got here? Oh. Hey, okay, this wait a minute, wait a second. Okay, yeah, that's a much bigger severe storm warning now on the cells up here, which it's for 60 in court. I'm like, wait a minute, there was a smaller severe storm warning up here earlier, now it's a bigger one. They did put observed on this severe storm warning. I think they might have upgraded this to 70 and then put a to observed because we did have the those couple of wind reports in Watertown, South Dakota there. So far, I haven't seen anything new in terms of reports or anything. The meso analysis did just update a little bit. Little jets starting to strengthen over in western Kansas and panhandle of Oklahoma. Not really expecting anything in terms of a tornado threat there. And local shear still pretty weak on the storms over here in South Dakota, and also this is across the board up here in the high plains. So I'm gonna go over that again. So here's the mesoanalysis again, and yeah, still weaker shear, and still it's still gonna be pretty unstable atmosphere. This MCS that we had earlier in South Dakota did leave a cold pool, so any storms that go into this section here are gonna kind of struggle to keep their kind of just strength together there. So, and then we still got the storms down there in Iowa, which they extended the severe dust watch for hail and wind mainly, but new severe dust warning has to be for 6 mile point gust to half dollar size hail. Has to be over near Rapid City. Well, that's issued by Rapid City, but that's be for the sell here. 6 mile per wind gust and half dollar size hail. But other than that, got about another hour till the next outlook comes out. But I imagine they'll probably keep the which I mean we still have the trail 2%. Wait, yeah, 2% trail threat, but I imagine they'll probably shrink that, and then I imagine they'll probably well, I imagine they'll probably maintain the 30 maybe, or shift it to somewhere, but there'll probably be stuff that'll still be the same in the next outlook, and then some that will definitely there's definitely gonna be shifts and changes to the next outlook, but it's just a matter of what's gonna be changing. This alpha boundaries make its way southeast, but I think our this cell and cells are gonna probably be cut off in a minute here, and this will be mainly damaging wind gust threat there. And maybe some hail, but although we really haven't seen too many hail reports in this area today so far, it's been mainly well. I mean, if we go back, you can actually see quite a few hail. Well, a couple hail ports. There was actually a 3-inch size hail port actually that was over near Gone Valley, South Dakota there, but mainly it's been mainly wind there. I don't know. I think that's gonna be good for this stream. Have multiple ways to get alerts. Stay safe out there, and I don't know when the next time I'll be live, but I'll let you guys know. I think we're definitely gonna be the case of with our next couple of severe weather days, because we have a 2% tomorrow. I would imagine we'll probably see another 2% somewhere on probably Saturday too, but I would imagine we'll probably have these cases where we have mesoscale interactions, and then also MCSs and whatnot that will produce these brief tornadoes here and there, like what we saw today and even yesterday too, actually. And the past couple setups or so, I would say that we've seen that where we had mesoscale interactions that produce tornadoes. And then there's also, and then well, last month we had quite a few setups that produced full scale tornado outbreaks, but now we're getting to the time of year. I think we're gonna be seeing more mesoscale type stuff for the most part. But anyways, I'll see you guys next stream. I'll let you know when I go live next. And yeah. See you in the next one.